Oh, it started. All right, here we go. Call the meeting to order. First item of business, review and approval of the prior minutes. Do I have a motion to accept the prior minutes?
I move that we accept prior
Cerulli,
minutes. Oh, sorry, Tom.
seconds. Do I have any corrections, changes, additions, subtractions, etc.? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye or raise your hand. Looks to be unanimous. And it's accepted. Audience participation. Do we have audience out there?
If there's any member of the public that would like to speak, press the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen or press *9 if you're on the phone.
Okay. Moving on. I do not see Paul here. Shelley?
Yeah, okay, you want me to start with the Greens Committee report?
Yes, please.
Okay, will do. Okay, the topics that were discussed on maintenance work was the equipment maintenance, including the dump truck, which has been rewired and now has working lights. So right now, as the season is cold and they don't have to be outside, they are doing as much indoor maintenance as they can do. The clubhouse winter maintenance is including ceiling tiles, cleaning, light bulbs, etc. They are continuing when the weather is nice enough to go outside and do some tree work still, removing dead ash trees on 10, 11, and 17. So I think that, if I remember correctly from a year ago, that was the disease and it was killing all the ash trees. Continuing to work on that. The lightning detection system has been received, but the ground is now too frozen to install. So it'll be hopefully warm enough to install in the spring prior to opening. There were rocks that were temporarily moved to the parking lot at the maintenance barn. And they are going to be moved again to a dump site on the course because that was in an area that was too close to outside residents and traffic and not looking so good. So that'll be moved again. The wooden benches have been moved inside for the winter. We stored them in the cart barn since nobody's using that right now, and there was enough room to do that. Maintenance equipment companies are not honoring any of the equipment for quotes for the equipment right now. Again, like everything else with COVID, you don't know what prices are going to be. You don't know what you're going to get. So they're saying anything prior to actually 60 days of delivery time, will they be able to give quotes? So we don't even know when we're going to get them. And we're estimating some of the new equipment that we were hoping we were going to get is not going to happen until 2024. This is a serious problem for Tashua as the age and condition of nearly all of our equipment is very bad. Some of the equipment we ordered in July of 2021 still has not been delivered. And this is, again, we're at a point that it's crucial. Hopefully, Paul can work as we don't have a mechanic right now, and he can keep the equipment going well enough until we can get new equipment, but there is no end date right now. So it's not good news, but it's the news I have to deliver. The recent snow and the ice storm has also left the course in a lot of ice, and if the ice does not melt within 30 days, it may result in some turf suffocation. After 60 days of ice, the turf will start dying. So the only thing we can do is hope that we have some spells of warm enough weather so that the ground will defrost. It's not happening this week, but the snow mold application does prevent a pathogen, but does not help with the ice problem. Ice does not allow for gas exchange and will kill the plants. So we all hope for nicer weather coming up. And that's it for the report.
Can I ask 2 questions, Shelley?
Sure.
Yeah, the dump truck, is that now street legal that we have running lights? Do we know?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Thanks, Christine.
And then is there a contingency plan for the new equipment not being ordered and us not having a mechanic or any plan C or D that we know of?
I do not know. I think we're still restricted as to what we can do at this point in time since we have a mechanic. Diane, I'll defer to you.
Yeah, there's very little we can do, Joe, because obviously he's out on
Right.
sick leave or whatever.
Okay.
So we're very limited. And it's a touchy situation, one little thing and they come after us. So
Yeah, I'm less worried about the mechanic and more worried about, is there a service we can use or can we outsource this problem in some capacity? And I don't think there is, but
no, we can't outsource it because then he can accuse us of trying to replace him and it becomes a legal mess.
I was more thinking, can we have a company come
Temporary,
in and
not-
service? Exactly, temporary,
Right.
like
Oh.
you take your car to
Oh,
the
and
mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, and we talked about that at our meeting, correct? And Paul basically said everybody's short on help.
Okay.
We're not just as short as we
mechanics
are.
around any place.
No.
Okay.
Even if we want to hire one at this point in time, I think it's going to be difficult.
Okay.
Okay.
Just my opinion at this point.
Perfect storm.
Exactly.
Well, let's hope we ride through this one like we did last year.
Yeah. Thank you, Shelley.
Any other
Okay.
questions for Shelley? All right, moving on, Bobby Brown.
Greetings from Florida, everybody.
Ha.
Rub it in.
It's not much warmer than back home, believe me.
I heard that.
Let me just see. I just had it up. Where'd it go? Sorry. Basically, my report, just the official closing date on December for 2021 season was December 15th. Let me see here. Here we go. Discussions with FORP are continuing. I'm going to meet with them on Tuesday to discuss improving our credit card processing unit and check out and evaluate our website services that we are currently paying for but did not receive services for, as well as their marketing platform. Teddy has established a job posting for additional stars and rangers. And I haven't looked on the town website, but we did plan on it going live on January 15th. I know they're shorthanded, but I don't know, Chris, do you know if that's been posted yet?
Touch with Mary Ann, but it's
Huh?
not on.
It's with Mary Ann?
You're
You're on
mute.
mute.
You're on mute.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Mary Ann has not posted it yet. I've been asking her, so. no.
Okay, no problem. We should have enough time up until middle of March to get some applicants.
I'll bug her again in a few days.
We're probably looking to hire 2 or 3 more stars and rangers going into the new season. We have our staff is depleting a little bit. Regarding ATK Golf Services, I'm currently looking for a new assistant golf professional. I just want to thank Mitchell and Matt, especially Mitchell and Matt, for their service over the past number of years to Tashua and to my company and to the golf business. They have planned to seek employment outside of the business and want to just kind of work on their, work-life balance type information and not work on weekends and holidays and so forth. So they're looking for employment elsewhere.
You destroyed him, Bobby. Bobby, did
What?
you? Just kidding.
Yeah, I destroyed them. And then lastly, it's one that puts in the minutes just to have the commission have an understanding, as Paul has attested to the cost of equipment and materials. The same thing's happening on my end. I use limited flight driving range balls, and they're going up $2 a dozen, which is pretty significant because I order about 12,000 balls, about 1,000 dozen. The cost to replace the range mats jumped pretty significantly, almost jumped double. They jumped from $750 to $1,100, and in cost. And obviously minimum wage will be going up. So I just feel like at that point, in order for me to kind of maintain, my cost, I'll be increasing the range buckets to $7, up from $6. And after checking around, we're pretty much still the lowest around. I think Longshore will be 7, Smith is either 7 or 8, and then Shelton's 11. So we should be okay. Any questions?
You still have, Bobby, you're still gonna have the kind of multiple bucket discount?
Yeah, I still have the discount card where if you buy 10 buckets for $7, it'll be 70. It'll be down to like 10% off, so you'll be $63. So you do, yeah, I'll definitely have a savings program continue for sure. Thank you, Tom.
I mean, where are you in Florida?
I'm in Orlando at the PGA show.
Oh, so I was in West Palm with 78
When?
this weekend. I played at PGA, where the Honda Classic is.
Well, you're below that Tropic of Cancer. I was in Orlando and it's 58 and raining on Saturday at the LPGA tournament. It's not fun.
No, you're right. It makes a big difference. I wondered where you were.
Yep.
Thanks.
Can
got it.
I just add one thing onto the credit card processing?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had another actually a horrendous year with work going on, but I don't know if a lot of you know, but the police department has a cage downstairs in our men's locker room that is all of their equipment. It's a communication center. But this winter they have been experiencing our intermittent internet problems. And it appears that the police department may have a little bit more pull than the golf course has.
What a shock.
We had looked into getting fiber optics several years ago, but it was cost prohibitive for us because it was going to cost like $12,000 or $15,000 to bring the fiber optics up Tashua Knowles Lane. Well, the good news is that with all of the noise the police department has made, Frontier is going to do it for them for free. And we are going to be able to tag on to that.
Nice.
So they're going to run a wire for us too. And we will be able to upgrade to fiber optics just for the cost of the fiber optics and not the installation. So that's actually a piece of really good news. Now, when it will happen, I don't know, but I think the police are making a lot of noise, so we'll let them do that.
That's good.
What,
Sounds
Bill?
Bill's making the noise.
You need to talk to me about that, please.
I know, I just found out, Bill. I just found out. They've
I
been
was
in
gonna
there
say
all week.
I was quoted $800 a month for fiber to your building.
With the PD?
Separate. I didn't know about this arrangement.
Yeah, it just happened. It just happened. They've been living there. They're doing the same thing. No, Nortel or Nextel is blaming Frontier. Frontier is blaming them. They've had meetings there. It's been crazy. So it just happened.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll keep you in the loop for
Thank you.
sure.
All right. Anything else, Bobby? Anything for Bobby? Questions? All right, let's move on to Tony.
Evening, everyone. So, you can follow the chart, but I'm gonna just be more verbal. We are basically next month, you'll see the chart much less. We finished 3 projects. One is the front and rear entrance. They're done. You'll see it with the new lighting, new concrete covering. So we are finished with that. We're also finished with the paving. You know the work that's been done there. It's been paid. And then finally, we had the emergency with the oil heating boiler and air conditioning. That's all installed, including the glycol, so that we don't have any lines frozen. So those 3 projects will be off the books and done. Now, where we're focused now is the roof, is the first one. And I will tell you, Paul did a good job. You may see it, but we put up some temporary gutters so that for safety purposes on the front entrance. They're white versus brown, but we know we didn't want to spend a lot of money because we know they're going to come down anyhow. So Paul did, we got them, he said he installed them, and they're working fine right now, as far as I know when I went up there. The water was being diverted from the front entrance. From the roof situation, the bid is out. If anybody doesn't know that yet, the bid is out. It's a walkthrough on this Thursday at 11 a.m. for prospective bidders to come and look at the site. And then the objective would be to start April 1st, the work, and end April 9th. That's the objective. Now, again, with supply chain issues, we don't know what could occur, but that's the objective. The bids are due February 22nd, so we're giving them almost just a little bit less than a month to put their bids together. So that's as far, and then finally, as far as the financial piece, if individuals have questions, that's still going to go to legal. We're still in the midst of dealing with that. Georgia Strata is involved with that as well at the same time. So I'm not sure, Don and I are not 100% sure exactly. We can't say it's 50-50, 70-30, anything like that right now. We don't have that. But right now we got to go through the bidding process. If we don't get this, we'll never get a new roof.
Yeah. Tony, just one thing to mention. When I was meeting with Kevin Bova last month or 2 months, well, actually when we met with him, and he mentioned that he had shingles left over from various projects around town that we would, we could reuse on the building if that would save any cost. I don't know if they would or if they'd even match, but
that's the big question. We'd have to have, Joe, we'd have to have 100% enough, because they're not going to, they've been sitting around. And if we're going to do it right, if we don't want to do it right, I know, then that's fine. But if we do it right, they got to match. So,
we've done it wrong enough times, Tony. I think let's get it right one time.
So I think we should go. I don't mind. Listen, I'm making a note. I'll touch base with Kevin though with your comment and see what I can find out. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
No problem. Then, so as far as projects moving forward, what I am looking at is I'm putting a preventive maintenance program together with Dominic and his customer systems. I'm going to meet with the owner the end of hopefully the end of this week. A really comprehensive one that has records, documents, has all the equipment labeled. And if we don't get that done properly, and Dominic isn't supportive, then there could be some issues. But I'm just going to leave it like that at this time. But I'm set, and the owner of customer systems is more than willing to go through the entire facility and put together a program. So that's going to be on my next listing. And then I also have a lighting program. I have all the lighting done. I have the lighting costs and the rebates from UI. We need to sit down to look at that to see if we want to go through improving the lighting in the facility from our current incandescent to LED lighting throughout the building. And the last comment, I'm going to make is, like with the lighting piece, I don't know how long we're going to be in this building, of course, but if we don't do the right things now, still even, I don't think we're going to have a new building in the next couple of years, probably, 4 to 5 years. So even the lighting still could give a payback to us within that short time frame. And then I'd also probably like to do carpets, but that's another thing we could talk about, because those carpets are a disaster. No matter how many times now we wash them, I don't think they're going to look much better. But that would also be on my wish list of things to improve in the building right now. So that's about it from the committee.
Excellent report, Tony. Does anybody have any questions?
Hey,
Comment?
Tony?
Oh,
it
yeah.
does.
Tony?
Yes.
On the boiler, Maine has still has not hooked up the AC, which I 1,000,000% agree is not a priority. I know they were hit hard by COVID, but I think the money's going to be there shortly. Are we going to wait to pay them till the AC's hooked up, or?
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. But I didn't think that was, like you said, at this point in time, we could open the windows for air conditioning.
No, I know, but they're going to be wanting that money. That I can deal with, but they're going to be wanting the money.
No, absolutely. No, we don't pay them. And I can call Kelly. Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, I can call Kelly, tell her what we're doing without an issue. Yeah, no, we should.
Okay.
keep me posted on that, please.
Yeah,
Yeah, on a
got it.
serious, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Yep.
Owen,
Years ago, the commission told Dominic that advertising outside the building was prohibited. And he has a large Coca-Cola sign out there that should be taken down.
well,
Where is it located on?
Right near the outdoor window where they service people. It's on the back porch.
Oh, on the back porch, okay,
You can't miss it.
okay. I will talk to him about that.
Good.
all right,
Don,
anybody?
I
else?
have
Tony,
a question. I have a question, Don.
go ahead.
Regarding the roof, the tarping of the roof,
Mhm.
was there a commission vote on that to allow them to do that and spend money from our account?
No,
Is that allowed? Does the town have the right to spend the golf course's money
No.
without your approval?
No.
That has been bothering me for the last month. I don't
no,
know.
it's a valid question. I don't,
Well, I can tell you this,
we are, on the bigger question of the roof itself and the bids, we are party to that process. And we will find out what the bids are, we will be party to the process, and then we will have to address who's paying, how much legal will go after Raylor, which is really the big question.
But I mean, I agree that, when we're sitting down with the town's legal department and, building department, that we do bring this up because it was kind of forced our hands pretty quickly to get this done and get it paid for without proper procedure. And we do have full control over our finances as well as control over the building. So, it just wasn't done in good faith by the town, I feel like.
so Bobby and Joe, I can only tell you this. When I was there with George, I told George, when he actually, everyone here doesn't probably even know that, then he extended the tarp from the original scope. I told him directly, we would not pay for that. I don't know if I had the authority to do that or not. I said, it's a change order. And I said, we should not be paying for that. You're making a decision here by yourself. And I don't know anybody else who's agreeing with that. So he said, well, I think it has to be done, so I'm going to do it. I said, that's fine. You could do it at your cost. You could tarp the whole, actually, I told him, you could tarp the whole roof if you'd like to. But that's up to
And from
him.
what I understand, the invoice actually did go to the buildings department. So we'll see.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
we haven't, it hasn't come through yet, but
right.
no, you're absolutely right, Howard. I mean, there's no question.
Christine, are you saying something?
Yeah, what's actually even weirder about that whole thing is that the invoice did come through because it came through with our invoice for the front and back, which of course was okay. Tony had signed off on that. The actual purchase order was allocated to George Estrada. However, George Estrada refused to approve it, and we were given that invoice for approval. So we approved the invoice, but RGL is not on it. So it is bizarre all the way.
Chris, how much do we approve?
It was like, I think it was 6,600, like 6,500, maybe they put almost 6,600.
So it's 600 more than I knew about anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
I know what I told him.
yeah. And, yeah, any financing, it's got, yeah. We have to work with legal. We have to find out when this has to be paid. We did budget money for it next year. Joe, tell me if I'm wrong here. Anything in this budget year would have to be approved by the Golf Commission, approved by the Board of Finance, and approved by the town council, which would take a couple of months, month and a half, 2 months. Anything that comes after July 1, we have in fact budgeted for. Then it's going to be, I don't know, it's not necessarily a commission vote. But, you know, tell me, Joe, I mean, how that would.
Yeah, so we budgeted 200,000 in the capital expense, and this would be a capital expense as it's a replacement of a one-time capital investment in theory. So we're good in fiscal year 2023 to fund a roof. However, if we have to transfer funds before then, we would obviously need to have a vote and go before the town council, Board of Finance.
So, and then, you know, there's some moving parts, but no, it's a mess. It's a mess. And, but thanks for bringing that up, Bobby. You're absolutely correct. All right. I'm trying to work here from, I don't have hard copy. Anything else for Tony? Okay, I don't see anybody. Is Dominic out there? I don't believe he is. Finance Committee, Joe.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. December, we had very good numbers for 2021. We brought in $33,750, closed on December 15th. 860 carts, 1,006 rounds on the Knolls, and 195 rounds on the Glen. Overall, for annual year 2021, we finished with $2,688,127. Everyone remember that fiscal years run on a different calendar cycle, so they're July to July versus actual years of December or January to January. So the numbers are a little bit skewed. So at 2.7, we actually knock off about 1.5 of that because that was made last fiscal year. Any questions there?
Yeah, Joe, I have a quick question on December. Yep. Carts are up, the rounds are up, but the income is way down. Is that a?
No, that would, I mean, I didn't ask Bobby about it, but what I would attribute that to is the specials we were running.
Totally. That was totally the specials. We talked about with the greens being aerated. That's why the rounds are up, but we weren't getting the rounds per the money per round.
Right, okay.
All right. Moving on to expenses. Everything's in order with the exception of reimbursables to the golf course. This is because of the what am I thinking? The mechanic that's out on medical leave, and that is going to rebalance against salaries when they do the adjustment at the end of the year. Any questions there?
Do we have background noise here? Does everybody hear that?
Yes.
I do, yes.
Might be Bill over there talking. No, he's on mute.
No, he's muted. Looks like Diane.
Diane, you there?
Nope.
Diane, you there? Diane, you're frozen. Diane? Diane.
Bill, can you mute her? Is that?
Yeah, I can't. Let me call her, see what's
Is
going
that
on.
better?
I can hear you, John, but I don't know why you can't hear me.
You're frozen. Well, you're on mute. You're on mute, but your video is frozen.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, now you're not on mute. Can we hear Diane? No, we still can't hear you. Go to,
Don't do anything.
there's a stop video button and a start video. Do stop video and then start it. Yeah, now start it again.
Yes, I'm here. Can you not?
We can't
Yep,
see.
we can hear you.
Well, here.
All right, I think you're coming up, maybe.
All right. So any questions?
Yeah.
Any questions about revenue or expenses?
No, okay.
The next thing I want to cover, do you want me to cover this in new business, Don, or do you want me to cover it now?
Yeah, we can do it now. Let's do it now.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
We can hear you, but we
So-
can't see you. Do start video. There you go. All right, sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah. So our last piece of business that I want to cover tonight is our 2022 rate adjustments. I met with Tom,
Is
Don, and
that
Bobby,
all right?
and we discussed going up $1 for 18 holes and $1 on carts for residents, and then up $2 for 18 holes for non-residents and $1 on carts. So, you know, the big discussion that we had was basically how would this fare against our, I don't want to say rivals, but municipal courses surrounding us. And that basically puts us middle of the pack with everybody, that being Smith, Sterling, Oak Hills, and Richter. So any questions or comments or anything there?
Hey, Joe,
Yep.
do those increases, will they be able to sustain our current proposed budget?
Yeah, so right now we are projecting a negative budget next year of negative $230,000. With those increases, we would increase our revenue by about $160,000. So in theory, we would finish only $90,000 in deficit next year. That being said, you remember our budget is increased because of capital expenditures. We budgeted almost 200,000 when we expected about 100 to 125,000 in capital expenditures, and we also have a few positions that haven't been filled. So I think realistically we will net out ahead of our budget for next year.
Why don't we, does anybody have any other comments or thoughts on the proposal of $1 rate increase for residents? Well, $1 carts, 18 holes, $1 resident, $2 non-resident. Does anybody have any comments? If not, can I get a motion to accept the rates as presented by Joe in his paperwork, which reflects those increases? Tony, second. Shelley, do we have any other comments, concerns, questions in that regard? Hearing none, take a vote. All in favor of accepting those rate increases, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All right,
All right,
opposed? Abstain? All right, it's done.
You know what way Diane voted?
Diane is frozen. I
I
don't know
know.
what she voted. Sorry, I don't. I don't know how you handle that procedurally, Bill. Chin, but,
Yes, sir. I don't know what to do.
but
Can we text her and get it?
you know what?
Yeah,
She
can we text-
abstained. She abstained. She didn't vote.
Yeah, I was gonna say majority carries, right?
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Okay. moving on. I will attempt to give Diane's report relative to personnel.
Do you want me to text her and let her know she's not on again? or-
No, oh, wait a second. We've been communicating. Oh, she
Okay.
voted yes. She voted yes.
Okay,
You know what? So the personnel report that we can report is that we'll have a motion to create a hiring committee. But we have received 5, I just talked to Tom McCarthy late in the day. We've received 5 resumes for the Director Golf Course Properties job. So that they may not all necessarily even be qualified. They might not even, cut the mustard, but he will be reviewing them, eliminating those that are not qualified, and then providing us with a ranking for which we can then, go through a process and make our selection. So that's one thing. And that's really, Diane, anything else I missed there for your report? Text me if, so Shelley, would you be kind enough to read the motion relative to the
Absolutely.
hiring committee?
okay. All right, the motion reads that the Golf Commission hereby authorizes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The Golf Course Commission hereby authorizes the formation of a hiring committee consisting of Diane Wheeler, Shelley Dowley, Joe Guadiana, and Don Espach. Getting an echo, I'm not sure if everybody else is. To facilitate the hiring of a director of golf course properties. The committee is charged with: number 1, reviewing the applications received from the town human resource department. 2, interviewing those top candidates. 3, recommending the top candidates and salary
Chris.
to the full commission for a vote. Can anybody hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you not hear me?
Diane, you're coming through, but you're not understandable, for lack of a better word. You
Your
don't
screen
have
is
a,
still showing mute.
yeah, I just asked her to go on mute, but it still have that background noise. Is any? Okay.
Okay, everybody already probably received it, so hopefully you heard it. So there's the motion.
I know.
Okay. Do I have a second on the motion that Shelley just read? Tom Cerulli seconds. Oh, Diane second also. Okay, she did. Kenny. Do I have any discussion? Further discussion, comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, raise your hand or say aye. Opposed? Abstained? Okay, motion's carried. All right, we will, do we have any, correspondence? You're on mute, Diane. Christine.
I have none.
Okay, well, we did receive a correspondence on a marketing initiative, which maybe we'll take up at the next meeting. It came in late. And we did receive a correspondence on a request to host the men's district golf tournament which we will possibly address at the next meeting, but it came in at 4 o'clock today. So I basically tabled it, said we will not be addressing it tonight. We haven't had enough time to consider it. So that is 2 pieces of correspondence that I know of. And do we have any other new business? Okay, then can I get a motion to move into executive session to discuss a contractual matter?
So moved.
Owen moves. Can I get a second? Joe, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, anybody abstain? Okay, so how do we do this, Bill? Did you send it?
Yes, I sent that email probably around 7 o'clock when this one started. It should say executive session. So you'll leave this meeting, use the link to join that meeting. And then when you are finished with the executive session, use the original link, which I'll resend to you to rejoin this meeting.
Okay, all right, so we can leave this, we do leave meeting and then go to the new one, right? Correct? All right, so we leave the meeting and let's go to the new one. Hopefully it works.
right, I think we all made it.
Yep. Don, you're on mute. You're
Sorry.
on mute, Don.
No, I'm not anymore. I'm not. Do I have a motion? Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up? Good. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Kelly's on mute.
Motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Shelley's trying to talk, but she's on mute.
Seconded.
Okay, all right, this is something nice. While we were finishing up and going into executive session, I got a text from the Marie Scott, who represents the Cashwell Women's Group. And she just made a comment about the increase and said she thought that was very fair and satisfactory of an increase from what we talked about. So I thought that was something good to end with.
Okay.
So that's the first one of the general public who had something positive to say.
There we go.
Shelley, do me a favor, send a little note to Christine so she can include that in the minutes,
I will, absolutely.
because this is regular session and it needs to be included.
Yeah, she just said, I was on the Zoom meeting and heard the news rates. They are very reasonable increases.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
All right. Can we
All right,
go
everyone.
now? Can we go now?
Have a good night.
All right, oh, we need a motion. Who's motion? Joe, Joe's gonna end it.
I'll end it.
Tom's gonna second it. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.